The pyramids of Giza and the Taj Mahal have something in common besides being great locations for an evil spy lab. They're testaments to sheer human will and ingenious engineering, while also being another gentle reminder that often a powerful person's whims are fulfilled through generations in servitude and pain. I'm sure I can phrase that better, without implying that these grand edifices of human history were literally built on the backs of slaves. Let's see. Certain people were the unique beneficiaries of the system at the time. Centuries later, what remained became vital to our national heritage. But when labor is this cheap, you're likely to stumble into astronomical success. Like, clearing a minefield is a lot easier when you can influence your neighbor to do your digging for you. I'm not saying that the mine shouldn't be cleared, but that maybe there's a better way. Maybe pay people and get them to understand the risks so that the tradition is entirely dead. Maybe meet a quarter every week and work a steady number of hours. How about 70 hours a week?
So therefore, my request is that our youngsters must say, this is my country. I want to work 70 hours a week. This is exactly what Germans and Japanese did after the Second World War.
Yes.
That's almost 12 hours a day for 6 days a week. If that sounds a little preposterous, maybe you need to remember the stone cold fact that Mr. Murthy co-founded Infosys, a $68.83 billion behemoth of the IT space employing over 3 lakh people. He's already shaped the trajectory of this country. Maybe he really does have an insight we should all listen to. So, let's look into it. Let's understand the reason behind such a proposal, its implication on workers, and why it caused such a stir. Our journey begins in a quaint little town called capitalism. Founded by the market forces, this town has long been the fabulous playground of the rich and the privileged. Oh, and getting there is so easy. Just drone past Corporate Highway, take a right at Free Market Square, and it's just beyond the mall of mass consumerism. I hope you've been paying your premiums, because traveling there without insurance is just as scary to get robbed, fall sick, or die. Okay. To do away with the metaphor entirely, capitalism creates exorbitant wealth and value for a select few by benefiting immensely from the labor of workers. A majority sustains a minority and allows large multinational corporations to be perpetually profitable and grow restless when people get wise and save a buck, because that's money that they feel should be spent on them and what are they offering today. In such conditions, it should feel quite obvious that those who benefit from the system, working as intended, would also push for extra working hours while striving to provide little to nothing in terms of respectable compensation or benefits. You can see this yourself. Finish off your bachelor degree and apply for an entry-level position in the IT space, only to find that starting salaries haven't really gone up since 2008 or 9. It remains stagnant at about 3.5 to 3.8 lakh, which is in stark contrast to the crores and the lucrative pay packages of senior executives. No wonder some of these founders and capitalists feel so benevolent. Their idea of the free market economy has brought us to a place where nobody can afford anything. So why give us the illusion of wealth by paying us extra? There's more to this, of course. Let's follow the money a little further into legal terms, or more specifically, the labor laws. Yes, those pesky little things that force innocent, round-the-clock, hard-working billionaires to pay an actual living wage to people who just work 8 hours a day. Think of these laws as the bare minimum a company has to abide by so that they can safely skirt labels like forced labor, bonded labor, or bad employer. I know one of those is not like the other two, but I'm sure you can see how such sentiment would lead to the Factories Act of 1948, which talks about a general standard of 48 working hours a week and 8 working hours a day. Post that, workers have to be paid for overtime with a provision for a certain number of overtime hours each quarter. But in a country with over 1 billion people vying for severely limited opportunity, this is never going to cut it. Is it? Recent changes have moved the cap on daily hours to 12 hours, while the weekly cap remained the same at 48 hours. This opens up possibilities of a 4-day work week with the daily 12-hour shifts, a culture change that has been picking up steam abroad and some tepid adaptation in countries like the US and the UK, and has all the billionaires' work. While working hours will continue to remain a topic of contest for quite some time, at least until Robocop becomes real and we have humanoid robots that work 24/7, for now, the law is slightly on the side of workers.
Your move, creep.
But laws are the bare minimum, and especially when it comes to private corporations, they are severely limited by how these organizations choose to implement them. In an age where the developed countries of the world are offering maternity and paternity leaves, insurance, stock options, and much more, India's labor conditions lag behind quite a lot. A spotlight on the pay at Infosys and other foundational Indian IT companies highlights that over the past 10 years, the base pay per Infosys record has grown just around 10%, while the cost of living has ballooned exponentially. Average inflation in India skyrocketed to 6.89 during the pandemic and has stayed between 5 to 6% since then. It includes everything from everyday groceries to housing prices. Especially in cities like Bangalore, this is untenable. Skyrocketing rents in areas near IT parks and sought-after areas have made even living in this city a difficult proposition. And this trend is set to spread elsewhere as well. Because of this, many employees turned to moonlighting during the pandemic. It became a huge deal when companies like Wipro and Infosys fired people from moonlighting in 2021 and 2022. Shocking, right? Companies whose CEOs are earning 9 figures are scandalized when their workers want to earn 30 to 40% more than their 5-figure salary. Disgraceful.
Absolutely gutter performance, gutter!
Gone are the days when employees considered sticking to one company as a matter of faith and loyalty. With the changing cost of living and inflation, most people are on the lookout for better opportunities, as they rightly should be. This has also resulted in companies investing less in entry-level employees and offering fewer benefits.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
And this wave of people looking for better opportunities has shown its effects in other areas as well. Recently, ISRO's chairman lamented the fact that most people from IITs, apparently India's most prestigious technological institutions, chose to go elsewhere for better pay. This is what he had to say. Our best talents are supposed to be engineers and they are supposed to be IITians. But they are not joining ISRO. If we go and try to recruit from IIT, no one joins. While working for the nation may be a lucrative opportunity for some, the plain truth is, in an increasingly divisive national climate, combined with horrible inflation, choosing the best opportunity for themselves is the best way to go for people. But why this sudden rush to keep workers and motivate them to work more? Because India has a significant problem in losing the best of its talents to other countries. In fact, Andhra Pradesh's fabled capital Amravati is being constructed in Texas for all the software engineers they've exported there. Jokes apart, India has seen over 3 million people emigrate between 2021 and 2023. That presents a bleak picture of what people consider the future of this nation. Brain drain is what it's called, with us losing some of our most talented individuals to foreign economies, causing a stir amongst the corporate fraternity. But I have a solution which consulting firms like McKinsey, BCG, or their ilk would pay millions for. Here it is. Drum rolls. Pay them a good fucking livable wage with decent working hours and good fucking benefits. There, I solved it. I should be in the Ivy League, man. But in all seriousness, what corporates, especially the foundational ones from India's IT boom, essentially fail to understand is that India has significantly changed from the country it was during the 90s and 2000s. The world is far more open than ever, and with the advent of the startup age, opportunities are plenty. So the bigger question to ask is, if they make so much out of our hard work, why are we not entitled to a slice of the pie?